Hateno Village, a quiet, peaceful farming town and the last beacon of Hylian hope after the Great Calamity. In Breath of the Wild, this small village offers you a chance at what has become a far-fetched dream of millennials and people my age everywhere: homeownership. On the outskirts of Hateno Village is a quaint home that's been long abandoned after the owner up and ran off. The villagers agreed that the best scenario was to demolish the home since no one wanted to buy it. Bolson and his men are on the verge of tearing it down when you offer to purchase the home, and after completing a few quests and fully furnishing the place, Link has a new humble abode. So naturally, when I returned to Hateno Village in Tears of the Kingdom, I wanted to check in on my place and see how it was holding up. I crossed the yard, opened the door, and where's all my stuff? By the look of things, someone has set up shop in my house. None of the familiar weapon displays are up, and instead the home is covered in photos of unknown people. That is until you walk upstairs. The photo of the champions is displayed proudly next to your bed. And if you turn around and look on the desk, there's a diary. Now it all becomes crystal clear. Princess Zelda has moved in. Or that's what initial first impressions would pretty much make you think. But is that actually the case? There's very little trace of Link living here prior to Tears of the Kingdom, which suggests that maybe Link never owned this home and that the Hylian homeowner quest from Breath of the Wild didn't carry over into Tears of the Kingdom, and the home was left abandoned until Zelda came to Hateno Village. This is less likely given that the creation of Terrytown requires Link to purchase the home in Breath of the Wild, and Hudson alludes to Link's involvement in its creation in Tears of the Kingdom when you first meet him. But let's say that continuity isn't implied. The village could have given the abandoned home to Zelda. They even refer to this being Zelda's home and not Link's. Of course, the other simple option is that Link could have been the one to give this home to Zelda, and she gave this place a woman's touch that was sorely missing. Zelda coming into Link's house and actually making it feel like a home instead of an armory is the most girlfriend thing they could have possibly done with her character. Zelda's diary says that Hateno Village was the obvious choice to stay because it's the largest and most inhabited Hylian village left, and she needed a place to live while she tended to the reconstruction of Hyrule and began her new role as teacher for the children of Hateno. In order for this scenario to be true, it requires Bolson and his men to not demolish the house, something they are actively doing when you approach them in Breath of the Wild. So that means Zelda would have needed to be in Hateno Village very soon after sealing the Calamity, or have the home gifted to her by Link. Zelda's diary also says that when she employed Bolson to construct the new school, she also had him build a secret room for her house. No mention of our or Link at all. This secret she hints at is of course her secret well behind the home that works as her study, a quiet place where she can work uninterrupted. Her desk is adorned with drawings from the children she helps teach, as well as another diary. This diary goes on to say that Link always accompanies Zelda everywhere she goes to aid Hyrule, and that it's taken a toll on his clothing. As a result, Zelda has put in an order for a new champion's tunic just for Link. Next to Zelda's desk is a chest containing a well-worn hairband, a hairband that gives Link his classic ponytail from Breath of the Wild. If you didn't know any better, then you would obviously think that this is Link's own personal hairband, and he had it in storage at his home. But given that Link is wearing his at the beginning of the game, and Zelda is rocking a new short hairstyle, this particular one is Zelda's old hairband. This is confirmed if you talk to Purah while wearing it. Later, after the mayoral election, Clavia will tend to the home and clean it so that it's ready for Zelda when she returns. When talking to her, she'll tell Link that Zelda owned this home before the upheaval, meaning that Zelda has been living in the village for quite some time. Clavia also gives Link the okay to stay as long as he likes, given that the princess never turned anyone away and all were welcome, which would explain why she would want her own private study that no one knew about. We know Link still upholds his role of protector and appointed knight for Zelda thanks to her diary, so Link would have to remain close to the princess. So if this is just Zelda's house, then where has Link been staying? Initially, I thought the uninhabited house at the end of the bridge might be where Link has been staying. But again, there's no trace of anything that might belong to Link, and you're unable to sleep in either of the beds. The largest clue that implies Link lives with Zelda is that he can sleep in the bed still. Link can only sleep in beds that he owns or purchases, with the exception of the beds in the emergency shelter. Maybe Link was staying at the local inn the whole time, but there's no familiarity with any of the people working there and nothing to signify that Link has been holding up here. Unless Link is camping outside and weathering the elements, then it seems likely that in some capacity he is staying with Zelda, or at bare minimum crashing at her place. But is that enough to say Link and Zelda live together? Not really. Whether or not the continuity of the Hylian homeowner's quest is upheld in Tears of the Kingdom, Zelda comes into possession of this house, be it as a gift from Link or the village. Link and Zelda's relationship is very close, and I do believe there are romantic undertones to their dynamic. But it's still just a strong likelihood that Zelda would offer her home and bed to Link just in general, given his history as her protector. Link is obviously very accommodating of Zelda, so if the princess needed a place to live, there's no doubt that he would have offered his home to her. And I think that makes sense for his character as well. Link is an adventurer and is well equipped to tough the wilds. I mean, he is the literal hero of the wild. It seems most likely that this was just another case of Nintendo messing with the continuity between these games and leaving ambiguous details that let the player make up their own headcanon. So do Link and Zelda actually live together in this house? Probably not. Sorry, Zelink shippers. But that doesn't kill the enormous amount of hints and suggestions that these two are romantically involved. Only Skyward Sword surpasses Tears of the Kingdom with its idea of these two being in love. While Link might just be dropping by to crash while Zelda is in her well, there's no denying the strong connection between these two and how they care for one another. That, of course, will bring us to the end of the video. Let me know in the comments down below if you're shipping Link and Zelda in this game as much as I am, because I love their relationship, and I just wish Nintendo had the courage to fully commit. You know what I mean? Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on notifications. That way you can be alerted to when new videos are posted. Tune in every Saturday at noon EST for live streams. We're playing Tears of the Kingdom right now. I'd love to have you over there to join. Join the Discord if you'd like to keep up with me and my community, and follow me over on Twitter for the latest things and shenanigans. That, of course, will do it. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and until next time, I will see you in the next one.